How's it going, guys? I got another doujin game here today. This is Touhou Invaders. You can probably guess what this game is going to be if you have any knowledge of doujin games. Essentially, it's a Space Invaders type game, or a Space Invaders clone, using Touhou characters. Characters from the Touhou project, that is. I'm not a huge Touhou aficionado. I do know a lot of the characters, and I recognize the music when I hear it. But I'm not the most knowledgeable person when it comes to Touhou. But there are a heck of a lot of games, doujin games, based off this series. And so I figured I'd cover some of them. There's really not too much to say about this game. It is a Space Invaders clone, but there's a unique element in that there are these bosses that are very Touhou-esque, I guess. And that's sort of where your main impetus for playing this game would come from. So for instance, the first boss here is Chuli. And you notice you can use these little barriers here to block the bullets. So the first couple bosses are not too hard. So that was pretty easy, even for me. And I'm not usually that great at this type of game. Or at least the shoot 'em up games, you know, where you're like a plane or a magical girl, I guess, flying around dodging billions of bullets. I'm not typically that good at those kind of games, but I do alright here. This is pre-recorded, by the way, and I'm just speaking over it. One thing I didn't mention was that if my voice sounds weird, it's because my old microphone broke. I have another one on the way via Amazon, but it's not going to get here for a couple more days, so I figured I'd try and record with this microphone, which is the one that's attached to my webcam. So hopefully it sounds alright, but it should be back to normal, you know, sometime next week, probably. And in the meantime, I do have some pre-recorded stuff that I'm going to be uploading, so no worries for the one or two people who actually watch my videos. Anyways, we're moving on to the second boss here. This is Sakuya. She's a little bit more difficult because you can see she has some attacks that can actually reach behind the barriers. And in typical Touhou fashion, or shoot 'em up fashion, the bullets, or knives in this case I guess, are very pattern based. So if you can figure out what the pattern is, you should be able to dodge the stuff. One thing I don't think I mentioned is this was actually my second time playing this game when I was recording this. The first time I got to, I think I beat Sakuya here, and then I was like, okay, this game's pretty cool, so then I quit. So anything after this level was new territory, I guess, when I was recording it. So honestly, at this point, I think anyone who's watching probably has a good idea of what this game's about. It basically comes down to, if you like this kind of game, I would say check this out. Again, no download links for me, but you can find it. And I'm just going to continue through a couple more levels. There are 5 bosses in total, and then the levels kind of loop around with the same bosses. So you'll notice that the little barriers that protect me from the bullets will get smaller over time, offer less protection. Those will continue to decrease, but the levels will essentially just loop around until you die, so I didn't want to, you know, just keep recording until I died. But I'm going to show off all the bosses in the game, because again, that's probably the most entertaining aspect. So what else is there to talk about? The music in this game is great. It's very Space Invaders-esque, with renditions of Touhou music. This is Amelia here. She's pretty difficult, but again, if you use the barriers to block the bullets, you should be okay. But this is my first time fighting this particular boss, that's why I'm just kind of going around and trying not to die. I was pretty happy with how I got through all this, even though for someone who's a veteran of this type of game, it probably looks like child stuff. Like I said, I'm not typically too good at this kind of game, so... anyways, the music, it's Touhou music, done in sort of a Space Invaders type rendition. I guess it sounds pretty close to the music from the original Touhou games, which I haven't actually played. But it's very good, and you'll recognize all the songs if you're, you know, a Touhou fan, or at least have heard of Touhou. Did I say there are 5 bosses? There are actually 4. And if you know anything about Touhou, or you know anything about YouTube, or about the internet, you probably recognize this song. Either from its 700 billion remixes, the original Touhou version, the McDonald's version. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will go ahead and post that link in the description because it will change your life. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but no, seriously, you should see it. But I would recommend sticking around to see the boss for this level because it's probably the most fun boss. So before you click out and watch the McDonald's version of that video, if you would be so kind. If you couldn't tell from the music, the boss this time is going to be Flandre. She's quite a bit more difficult. Again, she's got attacks that sort of reach behind the barriers. And there's my first death. I'm going to take a couple on this boss. Mostly because I just got reckless, like right there. I shouldn't have died there, but whatever. This part's fairly easy though, so you have a good chance while she keeps launching these attacks to get in a bunch of hits. And there you go. So that's basically the game. Like I said, then it loops around through the levels until you die. I'm not going to show that, so I'm just going to jump to where I died and post my final score, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Yeah, level 6. Not too impressive, but thanks for watching.